Alrighty, so this is going to be a little bit of a low budget film, so bear with me. Alright, so this is a clip where there's a gap in here. You can see my shavings. I'm shaving a brand new part to fit, but there's a key little loop in there. You see that? I'm having to shave that down to get the old pulley on there. So it's getting there, but for instance, if you take a look at the top, there's a little key right there. It goes down, hooks onto the pulley, so when you're driving, it doesn't break it loose. Others don't have that. I don't know how many of those have it, but the only reason why I kept with this starter is because of that, because of the torque and everything coming off that engine. It just makes sense to actually have that instead of the flat ones, and you gotta torque the bolt down. And yeah, I don't know, I don't like that, because then it could strip the insider, and all of a sudden this will start spinning. At least if this bolt comes off, this will still be on here. You just won't know it until it falls off. But anyways, so that's what I'm doing right now, grinding it down. Got a Dremel 4000 here, and got my kit right up in here. I've had this thing for a while now. Got full-blown everything on there or whatnot, and then it also has a top little attachment. Don't want to put that and put it all together and everything. It takes a lot of crap. Got my low budget light right here. It's awesome. So that's what I'm doing right now, grinding this sucker down. So as you can tell, it's gotten that far. So I don't know, you can see how old this is. This thing's pretty old. Yeah, but anyways, there's me grinding that sucker down. It's powder right there, whatever. But I'm just grinding it down, getting it to where it'll go flat. Having the fan on there, I'll tell you guys a story about it later on this fan, but I'll show you. See all that crap that's on there? Don't want to go into that guy. Also have one of these ready, little air deals, stuff like that. But I don't want it to get into here, all the little shavings and stuff, because this is an electrical component, so I'm just being careful. And yeah, so shaving it down until it shaves down enough to where I can slide everything on. It all connects, even this guy right here. I accidentally skidded it a little bit, but you can see even this has a key on it. I like that. It means nothing will slip and slide around if you're blowing through traffic at 80 miles an hour. Not saying I do or don't, but you know, if something were to happen like that, at least I have a peace of mind that it'll stay there no matter what. But, and then I'll give you guys a story on why I'm getting the same one but doesn't go with this engine. Alright guys, I will hit you back later. Alrighty, so finally got it figured out. Look how much I had to grind down. It's not all the way gone, just a little bit. Cutting it up, getting it going. And now, I can do this with one hand. Probably not. Hold on. Alright. Now it's pretty much on there. Got a little tiny space in here. But once I use the air gun and ratchet it in there, it should be great. I'll be using, I like old school stuff, so I'll be using one of these bad boys. I like this. It's pretty old. I don't know what year this is, 80s or... I don't know. 80s or 70s. Tells you where to put oil, all that good stuff, but it's pretty darn old. Weighs a ton. But yeah, so I'll ratchet this on there. I got the little deal. So I had to sand the deal down to get it on there. And then I'll put this on there all the way down. Of course I'm gonna have a problem getting it all the way down, but anyways, you get the point. And then I'll put this all the way down, get it on there. It says 60 to 90 foot-pounds of torque. So with that gun right there, I'm pretty sure I can accomplish that. Plus a little bit more. It ain't gonna do no damage if you do tighter. Tighter is better in my case here with the belt and everything, and the 7.6, you know, they pull kind of hard. So alrighty, I'll catch y'all in a little bit. Alrighty, so now I got it on there. Now I did this pretty damn tight because I wanted to make sure it stayed on, but I went into the washer and tightened it up as much as possible. These, the washers with the threads on it, it only goes so far until once you start putting it in, it'll start stripping down material until you get it going down, because it just, I don't know, came with it. So, but it just does that. I guess it's like a lock washer in a way or some shit. Not this washer, but the actual deals, because you can see, let's see if I can focus. You can see the flakes, Yeah. Well, it's also from the bolt too, but I don't know. I guess that's how they're made or whatever, but it is a fresh one. So I just went into the washer that I know will not come back out. It's fully on there. It's not loose. And it doesn't damage it either. You just damage the washer a little bit, but honestly, you want to have it as tight as possible so there's no loose parts. But as you can tell, it's on there. Nothing's loose. Everything's super tight. How it went on there was you got your fins on the bottom. That's where your air gets extracted from and pushed out the sides. Okay, then you have your pulley. Now your pulley has a base lip that sticks out. That's what actually goes straight up onto the fin itself, no washer. And then you got a washer on the top, of course, with your bolt. 60 to 90 pounds, I probably did about 100. It won't mess up nothing, but I don't think it'll come back off. So, and it'll need to be replaced anyways, because this is about, the alternator is about 10 years old. So this is 10 years old. Fan's 10 years old. It's seen better, you know, but one more round and then we'll throw it all to the wolves so they can repair it and do whatever the hell they want, and we'll buy new stuff. But yeah, so this is a 7613N alternator. This is not what's supposed to be on the rig. It's actually supposed to be a complete different one. If you look up International 3000 FE 7.6 liter turbo diesel. I know it's not in that order, but you'll see which one I'm supposed to have. This one has the one wire in the back. I don't have the I or the R deals for the plugs or none of that stuff, so everything's been capped. I just got the one wire. That's my regulator up top here. Regulates at 14 volts. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm good at 14. I like 14. So the regulator's already on there. The other alternators, they didn't have this, and I don't have a separate regulator. A lot of stuff on my bus is missing. So that's why I went to this, is because there's wires cut, missing. Who the fuck knows? But this works. Pardon my French. This works great. I was going to upgrade a couple things to copper, but this will work just fine. And yeah, so I'll get it put in and go from there. I think I'll have to shoot another video, tag it into this one so it's all one video, but I'm going to have to show you in the AM because I'm doing this in the pitch dark. I'm literally out in the woods. You hear the generator in the back because this equipment Needs a little bit more power, and I don't have the 220 hooked up or nothing like that. No solar, nothing like that. I run off my batteries, but through my alternator, so that's why. But yeah, it's pitch dark out here. There's an actual road right here. Goes through, this is a logging road and stuff. BLM land, you can park wherever the hell you want. We even have a pass for 6 different agencies we could park in. So, but it gives out pretty good views, good sunsets, whatnot. There's the rig. So alright guys, that's pretty much it, but I will definitely show you how to take this on and off. Hell, I might as well show you this right now. So this right here is my 180J mount. This actually, is this bolt-on or weld-on? This one's bolt-on. You could do weld also. Got my belt over there. And my tensioner is right there. I just don't know how good my tensioner actually is. So I saw the belt wobbling a little bit. If you see your belt, if you have a front deal and your belt's wobbling a little bit on a setup like this with an international 7.6 straight, you definitely want to replace the tensioner housing. So what I did was, instead of touching that thing and like breaking something or whatever the heck, like, yeah, I could loosen it up, stuff like that, but honestly, once you move those things, it was just like the truck. It's gonna fall apart. And it works. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, the belt's wobbling. You gotta replace it, you know? So, but eventually I'll make it down into where I need to go, and pull that sucker off and replace a bunch of other things. But let me just show you kind of what I'm talking about. There's just like wires going nowhere, and there's like cap on, stuff like that. Like, some of this is supposed to be that way, but then also you got wires that go to nothing. Look at this nice little adapter setup. Had 2 compressors sitting on the top of this thing on a nice little makeshift type of deal. Oh man, this one was fun. You could tell. Look at the wires. You could tell what type of job these people did. So I'm eventually getting into it. Here's all the, if you don't believe me, here's all the AC connectors. One right here too. There's tons of them. I just haven't pulled them out yet because I'm just building the bus. I'm not wanting to get into the engine too much. But if something breaks, I fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, anyways, guys, I'll keep this video going. I'll just tag it all into one. So if you see it in the morning, if you see light out in the morning, you know I've just slipped it all together so I can show you. But I got to get this put in. I don't really have a good video person to do this, so I'll just show you in the AM and show you how I slipped it on, how I slipped it off. But pretty much all you got to do your top first, pull it all the way out. This is the threaded. Then once you're done doing that, then you go ahead and do your bottom. And this piece will slide in just a little bit because obviously you don't have that much room. And then the bottom, it'll let you pull your belt off. And then I just took a bungee cord and hooked the belt right there, because I didn't want the belt going anywhere else. And then I'll just slip it back on the reverse way of how I told you I pulled it off. So top bolt first, push it forward, and then do the bottom one, and then you'll have enough slippage to slip it off, connect it to a bungee cord, let it hang up. Do your thing real quick, just like I'm doing. Hopefully you don't have this guy, the 7613N. That would totally suck because your old pulley will not work for it unless you shave it down on the key. And then slip it back in reverse style. And yeah. So, but everything's original on this. Like when I was taking if you watch my other videos on like the fuel filter, for instance, it was growing stuff inside of it. So slowly but surely getting into this guy, cleaning it up, getting it back to where it should be. I just did a cleaner on the truck, and that's how I had to replace all the O-rings and everything on the H-pop. I'm definitely wanting to do an oil clean on this. I just don't think I'm prepared for what's about to happen. So I might leave it for a later date, but I'm definitely going to show you guys what happens when you clean an engine that hasn't been properly maintained. But it's a beast. It goes 80 miles an hour. This thing is definitely done its deed. And it does go fast as heck. There has been a little bit of upgrading on this, so you know you can't do too much to it, but you can do a little bit to it. But yeah, so otherwise I'm gonna get to putting this sucker in, starting up the rig. It's been 11.9 amps with the old alternator for about a year, I think. Yeah, it's been about a year. The sucky part about it is on alternators, your lights will start switching. The relays will start switching off. So at nighttime you have no rears or anything like that, because there's relays for your parkings or whatnot. On this one there is, and it switches off as soon as it gets below 12. So that's why we're doing the change out. And plus it's sluggish. The injectors aren't working like they should. All this shit is all this stuff, pardon my French, is electronical. So stuff starts to slow down and not work as good either. So that's what else I found out. So we're gonna replace this and get this in. So same alternator as the old one. I'm slapping it in because it worked great. It was at 14. And it was very old though. Literally, I would say 10 years old. This is a 99. So I would say within the mix of all that, I would say that alternator was a good 10 years old. So that was a pretty good, decent throw out there for $255. If I got the original alternator for this, it would be what was it? $368 up to $600, all depending on what company you go with. So, but anyways, I'm ranting about it. I'm gonna catch you guys. Keep on this video. I'll be right back.